Ends, the show that never ends. Hi, this is episode 13 of the show that we do. You know the show.
Produced from the crawl space.
You don't even have to mention it. They get a nice little thing that jumps out in their face. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, the opening credits. You've seen them.
Cool editing.
Cool editing. Okay, shoot, baby.
Yeah, so all of the stuff is down below in the description of the channel. If you're new at episode
Yeah, if you're
13.
unfamiliar with like what the whole deal is, we do have a description in the channel, and it gives you a little bit of background to what we're doing here. And yeah, I just want to streamline the beginnings and get right into her.
Yeah.
So, today's shit show includes
ABBA, the story of ABBA. Gary Newman, Telecon. John Cougar, American Fool.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we've had worse weeks.
Yeah, it's been worse. It's been worse. Okay.
All right, first one, ABBA.
Fired up with ABBA.
The story of ABBA. Okay, I'll talk about the band before.
Yeah, just give us a little
Yeah.
snippet of the band and then we'll go on.
So, ABBA is a Swedish pop group formed in 1972. The group's name is derived from the first letter of each of their names. So, ABBA, obviously. They became one of the most commercially successful acts in the history of popular music, topping the charts from 1974 to 1982. That's a long time.
They pumped out a lot of songs.
And you still hear them everywhere.
Yeah, do they tour anymore? Like, do they still do shows?
I'm sure they do.
Oh.
And there's a Broadway play about them as well.
No, I'm not surprised, yeah.
And soundtracks,
Oh, yeah.
as you know.
They're still, this pop culture hasn't gone away. They're still balls deep in it.
Yep, that's for sure.
Okay.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about, this is actually a K-Tel album, which,
For those of you who aren't familiar with K-Tel,
K-Tel, I'm sure in your youth you heard it everywhere. They had TV commercials and radio commercials.
yeah, even up to like, I haven't heard them recently, but even in the 90s.
They still do info commercials.
Oh, that's
They still have,
Oh, really?
they still have products that they schlep.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
So K-Tel International is a Winnipeg-based company. They've been around since the late 60s, and for many years they specialized in selling consumer products through infocommercials. Their market strategy was a lot of compilations.
Yeah, definitely compilations.
Yeah.
Mostly, I would say, just compilations of genres or bands, greatest hits kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, this is pretty much what this is. This is greatest hits.
Oh yeah, wait till you get a load of this song list. It's hit after hit. Super Trooper, Dancing Queen, Take a Chance on Me, The Name of the Game, Waterloo, Angel Eyes, The Winner Takes It All, and SOS. That's just side one, folks. Side two is Fernando, Knowing Me, Knowing You, I Do, I Do, I Do, I Do, I Do. Yes, there's 5 of them. Mamma Mia, Honey Honey, Money Money Money. They have really repetitious titles. When All Is Said and Done, and Chiquita.
They probably have repetitious songs because it's just like, it's simple pop music.
Yeah, they're very formula driven.
Formulaic, yeah.
And it's really kind of, it's really been kind of weird because ever since we've listened to this album, different songs pop in my head and I go around singing them all day, which has been driving me nuts. And to top it off, we watched one of my favorite movies, Muriel's Wedding, which is, they're the soundtrack.
Yeah, for a good chunk of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like when she walks down the aisle to I do, I do, I do, I do, I do, with that big shit-eating grin on her face, it's just awesome.
And the only part about the movie is awesome when she's in her one-piece ABBA suit.
Oh yeah, when they do that thing at the resort.
That's-
Yeah,
yeah,
I can't remember. Oh, that was
the guys
Waterloo.
Waterloo. Just watch
Yeah.
the movie with the sound off. I actually want to get into some of the good stuff before I get into stuff I don't like, I guess. The cover itself is in good condition. Relatively speaking. See, the thing with K-Tel you gotta understand is that it was all done for as cheap as possible. As fucking cheap as possible. In fact, I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm gonna bring it out. To show you how cheap.
Yeah, the album is like...
It's like fucking paper. So, I mean... So yeah, so they do that, and the cover is like that too. I mean, it's in good condition, and so was the vinyl. I mean, now it's got my fingerprints on it, but
It'd be interesting to know what it sold for.
But yeah,
originally.
very bottom of the line quality, and also too, when I bleed into that, the sound mix too is super ass heavy. Like it, I mean, just like in the bottom end, like it's all ass. There's no top to it. It's like you get that, and then I could hear the bass line out in the living room when we were listening to one of the songs. My issue too, I mean, I realize it's the greatest hits, but with like 16 songs, is eight songs aside. It's a long haul.
That's K-Tel.
It's a long haul.
And it is long, yeah.
Some of those songs aren't short.
No.
They're like 5-6 minutes long.
ABBA's never been one of my favorite bands.
What? Really? Because all you do is... Okay.
Sing it? Because of this album and... Because, I mean, when did you hear me before we listened to this?
Always with the ABBAs.
I mean, it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. They're
it's
constantly...
Pharaoh's Wedding. It's that Matt Damon movie where he's on Mars. What's that one called?
Oh, yeah,
It's
Martian.
in that,
yeah.
The Martian. Like, it's just everywhere. There's Mamma Mia. They have really done a spectacular job of keeping their music alive through generations.
Well, because it's simple and it doesn't... It just talks about generic things. Like, it's not pegged to a certain time or anything like that, and it's, danceable. So
it's danceable, all right.
So, let's see here.
Just like the Queen.
I didn't know the last 4 songs. I've never heard of the last 4. So, Honey, Honey, Money, 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 All Said and Done, and that last one, I don't remember.
Chiquita?
Yeah, I don't remember hearing any of those.
Oh, I almost broke into song again.
And like I said, it's just safe music people can play anywhere. From like whatever generation, there's no swearing or bad things. It's just all poppy and happy. And so anyways.
Yeah, it's definitely light and fluffy.
Produced by? Was there produced by? It's a compilation. Do they even have a producer?
No.
We'll say K-Tel, yeah.
No, they didn't produce it, but yeah, they've
whoever produced the songs originally, yeah. So so we're discussing the album. So anything else you want to add about the album itself?
No, and you've talked about the album art already?
Yeah, talking about the album art, it's just K-Tel's, somebody's in the old shop throwing things together. Got the ABBAs there with their faces, and there's the ABBAs again.
Their faces and their things.
So, I don't know, it's a compilation, so it kind of gets across what it is. From K-Tel, I didn't expect it to be artwork.
And it's the history of ABBA.
Yeah, the story of ABBA. So yeah.
Oh, sorry, your finger was on the end.
It's okay. Cost.
I got it.
Oh, excellent. That's a neat thing.
The lowest version of this album is $1.16.
Yeah.
The mid is $6.70, and in best condition, $12.72.
Isn't good. Yeah, don't think we'd ever get 12 for that.
No, we'd get 6 more before we get 12.
The fact that you can get 6 for it's insane. Someone really wants it.
They're still popular.
Come and get me. Come and get it.
They're still popular.
Rating for the story of ABBA. Okay, I'll go first. Dumpster. I have no desire to listen to any more of these songs because, like you said, they're everywhere.
You know what? Just based on the quality of that album alone,
this album
just because it's so paper thin and the sound's not great, I can get ABBA anywhere.
Yeah.
And just turn on a movie.
Some remastered stuff.
So I say dumpster for me too.
All right then. Here's the story of ABBA down.
All right, the next one, Gary Newman, Telecon. Gary Newman is an English singer, songwriter, composer, musician, and record producer. He was the lead singer for a new wave band called Two Way Army. And after releasing 2 albums, they broke up and he went out on his own. And in 1979, he released his first solo album, The Pleasure Principle, which this isn't. This is Telecon.
This is Telecon. Yeah.
Telecon is his second album, released in 1980. It debuted at the top of the UK charts. It had 2 hit singles, We Are Glass and I Die, You Die. This album had many versions of different songs.
Oh yeah.
It has 53 versions out there, and there's probably 23 different versions.
So did we figure out
what songs?
And we figured out we had the first Canadian run.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the song titles on this one are The Wreckage, The Air Crash Bureau,
Which was one of the hits, right? Air Crash Bureau?
No, We Are Glass.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Which is...
Not on here.
Not on there, wow. So, yeah.
Okay, sorry, continue.
Telecon, Remind Me to Smile, I Die, You Die. So that was one of the hits as well. I'm an Agent, I Dream of Wires. Remember I Was Vapor, Please Push No More, and The Joy Circuit.
Now, I liked... I have to say that I actually liked a few of these songs on here, and none of them turned out to be the ones that were hits, actually. I mean, Telecon's good, but actually I like more of the second side. A Dream of Wires, Remember I Was a Vapor, stuff like that. It's I like those songs quite a bit, and I don't think I'd actually ever listened to this album before. I mean, I've heard stuff from it, but I've never actually listened to it as a whole. I don't think I've ever spun it.
No, I haven't either.
In listening to it too, it's quite obvious too how much, like for me, how much I hear Nine Inch Nails in there, and reading and doing the research, we found out that Reznor labels not only him, but this album is a big part of influence, and you can like for me, I could hear it, and I love the drums and the bass stuff in there too. This is the foundation of a lot of the music that we listen to nowadays. We're here, and it kind of surprised me because I never heard it, and it was an honor to enjoy it, but like I said, just to know that, I was like, holy shit, okay, that sounds really familiar. So that was pretty cool. Any takes? Yeah,
for me, I was just like, I'm just looking at my notes here. So I said, 2 songs in, there's nothing familiar, but it's a really cool album so far.
Yeah, and actually, it's Euro. I haven't listed. They have it listed on where are we at here? Here we are. Electronic rock pops, and it's definitely electronic.
Yeah,
electronic
definitely.
Pop.
The music is interesting and easy to listen to.
Yeah.
And I said that I love the album despite the fact that I was not familiar with any of it, other than knowing other Gary Newman songs, like 1 or 2 of them.
Oh, for sure. You definitely know stuff like...
Oh, yeah, definitely.
M.E., Cars.
Yeah.
There's probably more than that.
Yeah. But I definitely like this album. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just want to talk about... so, produced by Gary Newman. He definitely produced his own stuff. I would imagine most of his albums are produced by him. I don't know if this was some sort of style back in the day or what, but if you are collecting vinyl or you have vinyl, don't do this sick shit where you hole punch a hole through it. I don't know.
There's a reason.
I don't care.
But I don't know what it is.
Don't do it. Bad. It's bullshit, and it's like right through there, and it makes it look ugly and it devalues it. So don't do that. Okay, I want to talk about the cover. I love the color scheme. I'm red, black, white. Man, that's my fucking jam. Also, this is part stupid because it looks like he's just an ID picture. They just like cropped him out of a magazine or something and just stuck his head there. It's like back to that again. But like I said, the color scheme I like. It's all the fonts are all the same. In the back, same kind of thing. He's got his little fascist kind of thing, but the white, red, black. I love that stuff. But just the faces again is boring. We don't need to see your face. Artists out there, we don't care about your face.
I do.
the vinyl or the case okay, other than some sick bastard putting a hole through there. Considering it's got a little there, but I consider that
it's in
decent condition. Cases in I don't know how it breaks down in disc
quality. I as much as I've looked at it a million times because I'm the one that puts that information in.
Hole punch again, a little bit of a tear there, but other than that, the glue's breaking down. Other than that, though, I mean that's in good condition. And the vinyl
lyrics.
Yeah, the lyrics are there. Yep. And the vinyl's in mint or near mint. There's no scratches, no pops. It sounds fantastic. This out of everything we listened to so far is definitely the best mix. Best produced album. Yeah. Sound wise, anyways.
The cost, $2.06 for the, $2.06. Why not just round it off? $2.06 for in worst shape, $8.37 for mid shape, and in mint condition, it's $19.34.
Yeah, I could. Well, I don't know if you get $19.34 for it, but be close to that. I mean, the outside's a little beat up, but the inside is good. So, right on. Okay. I would have that in. It'd be in the collection to listen to it again. I would listen to this again as an album.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that we've gone through enough albums now that we need to start separating
Sorting
them out.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Just so that when I get ready to do art projects, I
You
know
can just
which
take-
albums
yeah.
I can pull, like I can use. But yeah, I say hell yeah as well.
Yep. That
I
is
really like this album.
solid album. Gary Newman down. All right, the final one of episode 13.
Yes, this is John Cougar, American Fool. We know him now as John Mellencamp.
Yeah.
For a while, he was John Cougar Mellencamp. He's an American singer, songwriter, painter, which I didn't know about him, and actor.
Oh, acting, yeah, we've seen him before.
Who's known for his catchy brand of heartland rock. He rose to fame in the 80s. American Fool is his fifth album, released in 1982, and most songs on the album are written by John Cougar.
All right.
So the song listing: Hurt So Good,
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Jack and Diane, 2 big hits. Hand to Hold On To, another big hit. Danger List, meh. Can You Take It, meh. Thundering Hearts, China Girl, Close Enough, and Weakest Moments.
Yeah,
So they really front-loaded this album.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that too. Yeah, the front side obviously is their, that's probably two of his biggest hits there.
Now, this album takes me, like, it's a flashback to the past for me. I lived in a house in Calgary with my friend Kathy. You know who you are. And we would blast this thing at night in the evening. And the neighbors would eventually call the landlord, and the landlord would call us, and we'd be like,
Yeah.
we'd continue playing it at loud volumes. This and a bunch of other things.
That's why I love music, because it locks in those, and it's attached to that. Every time you hear that music, you think of that. Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah.
If I was a cat, I would do one of those
Yeah, you do hear that.
things where their jaw gets locked from the smell.
Like I said, other than the first two, I've never been a huge fan of his genre. Like, I understand it's like, what do they call it, the Heartland rock or whatever, the America rah-rah stuff.
Yeah, it's very patriotic and U.S. centric, and
And that's kind of why I don't like. That was why I don't like Bruce Springsteen or anything like that either.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, whatever.
yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Canadians are patriotic, but in a very different way
Different
than
way.
Americans.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is very.
So I will say, before I get to some other stuff, this is, as far as I can tell, in the first run Canadian pressing that I've been able to see from numbers and stuff. So it's just rock. The cover is beat to shit. It was clearly wet. It spent time being wet.
Yeah, it's all
it's
rippled.
got hits and it's all wrinkly and even the case inside, like, it's got a little bit of, I don't know if it's just wearing down, if it was mold at one time. So that's not in very good condition, but the album itself's in really good condition, and it sounds pretty good, and it's been mastered pretty good. So the outside is taking a shit kicking, but everything else is okay. Like I said, I have notes of the audio quality I have is listed as good/clean.
It's a good thing that you listen to that stuff. I'm just like, off really.
Well, we're gonna listen to because it's become apparent in some of our travels, like, just how poorly some of these albums were mastered and how well some of them were mastered. Like, it's amazing to me there could be such a huge difference.
Well, and technology has changed too, and
These were all,
the studios
this is
that
still
you
all
recorded in were,
these guys were all doing it on whatever 3/4 inch tape or whatever. It's just all, and in fact, I heard it was coming back. A lot of bands were doing that again. Tool was one of them, wasn't it?
Yes, I just read that article.
So yeah, I don't think that comes down to it. I think sometimes it just comes down to producer, whoever's got the ear. But and I wonder too if sometimes back then they had it set flat for certain things, so you can get home, throw it on there, and adjust your system or whatever. But it's amazing how some of, like I said,
Well,
this
like,
one,
play with the treble
yeah,
button.
yeah,
and the bass button
yeah,
to get your,
and that's why some of them are
get
so
your
fucking
jam.
flat. Where I prefer, even though we have that ability, I prefer them coming out sounding properly.
Yeah.
Like warm and
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah, and I love to be able to put on the earphones and hear all the different layers.
Yeah. Yeah, well, exactly. That's a huge part of it. Again, that's all I had written down. This is beat up, first run, first side is mostly hits. Cover. Well, the album is short too. That's the other thing I liked about it.
Yeah.
It's only 4 songs on the back and they're short.
So they went back to the 60s timing by the sound of it. I mean, there's only so many times you can repeat the bridge before people get tired of it. So
cover, I mean, forget that. It's just, once again, I mean, it's just him. God, I wish people were more creative. It's him, stylized photo.
He's out in the Midwest.
He's out in the Midwest somewhere, and
sun in
the
his
back,
eyes.
yeah, the back has got nothing.
Poofy hair.
So, I mean, whatever. He's not winning awards for that at all.
Yeah, we haven't run across very many
Iconic,
good album
good,
covers.
yeah, even good. Yeah.
The one, and that we both absolutely hated the album was the Parachute Club.
Yeah, Parachute Club, yeah. And that turned out to be the best so far. Yeah, it's really sad.
Been the best so far.
That will change coming up. Okay, so review, or not review, money.
Money. $2 in its worst condition, $5.80 in its mid condition, and $13.99 for...
Well, if they're buying it for the case, that's a $2, but the album is perfect. So based on the appearance of it, right, like that, it'd be $2. But if you listen to it, it'd be more.
Collectors want it
all. So this would be a $2 one. All right. So John Cougar or John Mellencamp or John Cougar Mellencamp, down. What?
Dumpster? Oh.
Oh, you should.
I thought you were rating it.
Yeah. For me, dumpster. Yeah, for sure. I know it's a hard one for you because
it is because
I would never go and listen to his songs, even on Spotify.
Oh God, no! I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't either, because I don't care.
Don't care.
But if I were to hear it on the radio,
for you it's different,
I would go.
No, for you it's
I
think it's collection because you listen to it, like you've got things attached to it. You enjoy the couples, like especially the first side.
I'm not sure I'd pull it out again though. Like I'm not.
Okay.
So back to the crawl space, I guess, for me.
Yeah, crawl space. Dumpster for me. All right. So that's the end of episode 13. Like, subscribe.
Comment.
Comment.
Please comment.
Follow us. We will get out there.
Yeah, we love you, or...
And say things to us, and we'll do our best to get back to you. And
whatever you do, don't email us, though. Because we forget.
Was that a thing that they could do?
Huh?